By the way, I don't think this is gonna work for that because we're like, you can see we're like divided in the middle.
Yeah.
Here, that's what you can grab.
We're divided.
Oh, yeah.
What are we doing?
Come in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Behind the scenes at Bards and Balladeers.
We have a new setup, and now we decided to just change it right now. Here now.
We decided that, not Mario.
No.
It was collective.
Yeah, we are a collective bargaining conglomerate.
Bargains and Balladeers.
Two of those votes were power of attorney signed by Mario.
Bards and Bargaineers. All right.
Ooh,
I like that.
Bargaineers.
What's the bargain today?
I think 4 episodes for the price of 1.
My whole day lost.
What's the other word for privateer?
What?
Buccaneer. Sorry.
Privateer.
Buccaneers,
Bards
privateers,
and
Derriers.
Buccaneers. Must be greased lightning.
Derriers and bustier.
Bustiers.
Hi, this is Bards and Balladeers podcast.
Which we never know what we're actually doing. We just kind of pretend and, show up and start talking.
And just having an existential crisis over our name.
That's just life in general, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, welcome to Bards and Balladeers, as our good friend Oscar has already introduced. And
I did it.
You did. You want to finish it? Would you like to finish us?
I'm Oscar. This is Kate. This is Mario. Rio over here.
Yeah.
And we're coming at you live. No,
but to that point though, sometime soon we are actually on the docket. I don't know what the date is right now because I don't have it in front of me, but we are going to be doing a premiere episode of a special version of the inner monologue that we did with our actual inner monologues and a live stream that I think it's on the books, right?
The live stream. We picked, what was it? The 18th
of September was it for the live stream? Or? I think so. And I think that would be that's at the end of October because that would be like our 25th episode.
We picked September 18th for something. I think
that's for the inner monologue.
For the inner monologue.
Okay. We don't know what we're doing.
Budget extra time to watch that one because it's going to have some extra footage.
Yes.
A fair amount of extra footage.
So it's going to be a little bit
longer.
So
you're going to want to budget I don't know how much, but like a solid couple hours.
Yeah.
2 hours?
17 hours?
I mean,
nope.
I'd budget a couple hours and minimum.
Yeah.
The nice thing about premieres on YouTube is that, we'll be doing this at 2 places. So we're going to watch it all together at once and everybody's going to see it at the same time. And we'll be able to talk to you live on the chat, but we'll also have the ability to talk to you on Discord too. So make sure you join our Discord. It's a good way to stay in contact with us. So we'll be watching both places and talking in both places. So it's going to be really kind of cool. You won't see us, but you'll hear us through the ether, through tippity type.
We'll be with you.
Yes, always and forever.
Always and forever. Sorry.
I always sang that, but I never knew what it was from.
Napoleon. At the end of Napoleon Dynamite, it's like the post credits.
Yeah. Okay,
that's been a while.
The wedding at the end.
Oh, sure.
Napoleon Dynamite was like such peak. Like, was it mid 2000s?
Yeah.
That comedy era,
just
dry, weird.
Yeah.
I didn't. It's funny. I didn't enjoy the movie at the time I saw it, but I found myself like referencing it a lot, and then I enjoyed it later. So
very quotable movie.
It left a good aftertaste, I guess you could say. And then I enjoyed it the next time.
It's weird that how those kind of work, where it's just like it's not like you need to understand it more, but you just have to digest it before you can really understand what you're watching.
Right. It was like too much fiber at first, but then.
But it really got it going once it was in you.
Yeah.
It was very chewy at first, but
yeah.
I'm trying to think of other movies that do that too then.
That one was unique in my experience. So 300 was not one of those.
The more you watched it, the more you just hated it.
Well, that's Lost for you.
Oh, sure. Well, I don't.
I'm just kidding.
Hate Lost. It's more so that I don't know if I'd ever watch it.
Right.
Just because it's one of those things. It's television. Like we talked about this many times. They will not finish a story, save their lives. It's all about advertisement. And I've heard that advertisement actually is down. Like no one's watching TV anymore. So advertisement revenue for TV is like when there used to be like 2 million people watching an episode. Now it's like 200,000.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So
no, I believe it.
I just want to point out that I am not the one who brought up Lost this time.
I'll take it.
You have to bring up the gray somehow. Talk about dogs. Wolves.
Gray dog.
Gray dog.
Gray dog.
Gray dog's a
never
wolf.
watched the movie.
There's at least one gray dog in there.
There's a poem in it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Bring up
Technically,
poems.
you brought it up then.
What? The gray?
Mm-hmm.
No, I told him to do it. He was
I
just
know.
following directions.
Yeah, that's how you brought it up.
Thank you. That is right.
Yeah. See,
is
I know
right.
cause and effect.
Yeah.
It's true.
Correlation, not
true.
causation.
Yeah. No, I'm still thinking about Napoleon Dynamite, about the like watching it the first time and not liking it. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep on it
Mhm.
while watching it, but also again, like because everybody else just wouldn't shut up about it and how like how quotable it was, and then going back and watching it again, it's almost like, is Nacho Libre like in the same
Yes.
vein?
I haven't seen that one.
Me either.
Yeah, it's basically like the Spanish version of Napoleon Dynamite with Jack Black.
Oh,
Because
God.
there's a lot of like it. What fascinates me now, like now that we're talking about it, is that they're movies that I feel like it doesn't rush you through the plot. Like there's absolutely zero like urgency in those movies at all, except maybe Nacho Libre, because I think he's
trying to save a church or something like that. Yeah.
And I don't know what Napoleon is doing.
It's one
Just
of those,
trying to get through high school. It
Yeah.
seems like.
It's kind of like Big Lebowski. Like,
Yeah,
just one of those.
it is similar in that way. Yeah.
Mm.
No, it's a weird movie,
Mhm.
but
Is it technically irreverent? Is that what that?
Sure.
I think part of it, it's also just, it's highlighting weird. Like there was one character in that movie that I could identify with as I watched the movie.
Was it Pedro?
No, there's the kid where there's stuff going on, like when they're doing like the sign language, interpretation
Sure,
thing.
yeah.
And there's this one kid, and he does this one other time where he just goes, like,
Yeah.
like that was my reaction to that whole movie at the
Sure.
time.
Yeah.
And I was
The
just like,
nasal laugh,
I
like-
get this kid, like,
Yup.
because this kid is like the normie audience, and
everyday, yeah.
I'm closer to the normie audience than the Napoleon Dynamite audience, at least.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I get it, kid. I get it.
Yeah.
A lot of
That's
times
hilarious.
you'll see like a lot of movies or things that I feel like they built a movie around like either a single concept
Mhm.
or like jokes they had to tell us, like, we got to do this joke. So we got to find a way to get to this joke. And you can kind of tell where it's just like, it doesn't fit. Like you'll see them in trailers. You'll see some of the funniest parts in the trailers, and then everything else is just junk.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
Where it's like the jokes are
Crazy
just
world.
contrived. Everything is set up for the jokes.
Yeah.
And
That is not good writing.
Mm-mm.
no.
So yeah, sorry about that segue. I just really
No.
wanted to
There's no
analyze
segues.
it. No, not segue. Sorry about that.
Detour?
Tangent.
Tangent. Yeah.
and
It was more
detour.
of a cotangent. Yeah.
Potential
Oh.
sine wave. I don't know.
Ooh.
Sine wave is like a newer generation transformer.
Former, yes.
Oh yeah.
He's just like he's one of those spinning mic. Like, you know?
It's like a fidget spinner. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the sound of a fidget spinner spinning.
So what are we doing today?
Yeah.
I think today's topic is born hot yesterday.
Mm.
Not today.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
you know,
you
it's, I think I'd never actually heard of this trope until a friend of mine mentioned it in the comments. So, hey, we do read the comments.
Yes.
We do respond to the comments.
Talk to
Keep
us.
commenting like stuff you'd like to see.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is a trope. And I feel like it's a trope with different parts to it. And like I was immediately reminded when we were talking about it, like it doesn't have to be just that you were born yesterday, but you might have suddenly gotten abilities.
Sure.
Mhm.
So like this new version of you was like born yesterday, and it's not even about like that part's not even about being hot. So like that's a whole separate thing. That's like a separate piece of the overall trope. But one of the first things I thought of, I've been contemplating, getting back to gaming with some of my old gaming group,
Sure.
and got back in touch with a friend of mine named Tony. Hey, shout out to Tony if he's
Hey, Tony.
watching. And he's a really good game master, and he's a really good player, but he has, this sort of, he used to do this thing where he'd kind of create characters who had a little bit of a time bomb thing going on.
Okay.
Tell me
Where,
more.
so
Yeah.
like,
Extrapolate.
a character who's got like amnesia.
Okay.
So think like, Born Identity or something. Like it's like a super capable character who like had some kind of spell hit him and he didn't know like who he was anymore. He knew some basics, but it's basically like he used to be like probably 60th level, martial artist.
Sure.
Now he's second level,
Right.
and it's like, so every time he levels up, it's like a process of remembering stuff. But
Did you get a little bit more of the story every time you leveled up then?
like he'd get certain memories or things
Okay.
like that.
I like that.
Or just stuff like, it's this guy in the group and everyone's like, oh, he's just another guy in the group. He's this dude with this really odd looking bow. It's like, no, he's the bow. He took over a guy. That's story time bomb.
Sure.
And so that was kind of one of the things I thought of. It was just like,
I am the bow.
I am the bow.
I love that so much.
What was hilarious to me was like one of the other members of the party was like an expert in like magic items and stuff and creating things like that. I gave him all the clues. He just couldn't spot it.
Oh, and he never said, I do like detect magic or whatever on the bow.
He just never got it. And I'm just like,
that's so funny.
This is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because as a GM, that's what you want to live for. Because you either want to put them in situations that to get out of or let them just kind of like wiggle around while they're trying to figure out what's going on.
It also solved a problem for me because I was kind of worried that, well, this is going to be fun for 3 episodes and then you're going to have to roll up a new character.
Sure.
But no, it was not to be. It just stayed a secret for a while until the plot itself had to point it out. But no, I was just thinking about how like that sort of thing of, like Born Hot Yesterday is sort of kind of there's a time bomb aspect to it. I feel like,
sure.
Like now is the time where all these abilities, come to fruition or get discovered or come into play, or like Neo in the Matrix or whatever. Like it's only when he gets shot full of holes that he becomes like the one.
Right. When he realizes that there is no spoon and that like, he does have complete control. There's a lot of stuff that went on after the other movies that kind of like expanded on that. So I'm not even sure that Neo, like there's a whole theory that Neo is not even the one. It's actually Agent Smith.
Right.
Yeah. Like, so to your point, yes, I agree because like, it's just getting yourself through this world and then figuring out the powers and how you get to the end game of whatever story. But also I like it when they have stories where they start finding out who they are and then they start rebelling against the people who were trying to like, quote unquote, use them.
Yeah. Like the Bourne Identity movie. The Bourne movies are a big thing for that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
love Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he was born hot yesterday.
He's still good looking.
He's
man.
still doing just fine.
Yeah. He is.
Yep.
Wonder if he's had any work done.
No, people in Hollywood don't do that.
No, never.
No.
That's why they choose him.
He just had butt fillers, I'm sure.
Butt fillers. Gotta make that booty pop.
Is that a euphemism? No,
it's literally they like.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't feel like that's how he makes most of his money on camera, but I don't.
It's not those cheeks; it's these cheeks.
That's your other booty.
Yeah.
Your face booty. My face booty.
Because I got a little cleft. No.
Oh, that's the butt booty or the chin booty.
I do have a butt chin.
I mean, not like
the hero chin.
Hero super.
Here comes the crimson chin.
I met someone once with like a cleft.
Oh, sure, I've seen that. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
it's a battle scar actually.
Yeah,
like they got in a fight in an alley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
with a slasher.
It's the slasher.
The hash slinging slasher. Man, a lot of Nickelodeon references I'm making. Goodness. For all those 90s kids.
You grew up on it like a couple years ago.
So. I did.
Well, the 90s were 20 some odd years ago.
Yeah, that's totally accurate.
30 years ago. Sorry.
Quite. I'm not that old.
Not ready for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Born Hot Yesterday is definitely a trope that you informed me of because when I watched Fifth Element, like Lilu is just I think
example.
the biggest example that we immediately thought of when thinking of it.
Well, it's also the first example we think of with everything, but
it's true because it's just so applicable and perfect for almost every situation that we go to talk about, like narrative or story. But with Lilu, like she does fit the like that just came off the assembly line like trope. She does not know anything, and she's kind of a bombshell in her own way too. Like she's vulnerable in the first few minutes that Corbin meets her. I couldn't think of his name for a second. Yeah. And she does need help too, but she is also extremely capable, like you said, that time bomb sort of thing. When she realizes she learns everything. Was she able to fight before she did the info dump of learning everything? Or
I don't think so.
Unclear.
So she
doesn't really try to,
Right. She just has the capability to learn quickly, I'm
Right.
sure. And here's the thing is like, I do agree that she is that trope, but I also like disagree where she's not completely helpless. I feel like her problem more is not that she doesn't have these abilities or powers. It's just that she's lost in a new world where the last time she saw any human beings, it would have been like, what was it, 5,000 years prior to that. So it would have been
Right.
like Jesus time, you know, and that shock, that culture shock, that, you know, future shock, she didn't know what to do. And as she learned stuff, you know, which very quickly she found herself capable.
And I think it's that vulnerability that makes us as the viewer really think that she's somebody that's almost not just relatable, but that we want to care about. And I feel like that was such a wonderful thing for the director to do, to make us just like empathize with her, or maybe empathize more with Corbin.
Sure.
It's like dual purpose, because
Right.
we see him as more of a human being, like a person with compassion. And then we also see her as somebody that needs to be protected in a way. But then we learn that she kind of doesn't. But at first, like you said, because she's learning that world so quickly and everything's just being thrown at her.
Right. They didn't have flying cars back then.
No,
She didn't jump
no.
out. Also, Corbin isn't human. He's a meat popsicle.
Oh my God. Classified as a meat popsicle.
Aren't we all meat popsicles, man?
At one point, when we die, we will be.
But that's part of the funny thing to me. I mean, the creepy part, you know, like she initially kind of needs to be protected from him. It's like, you know, kissing her while she's asleep. Like,
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. That was my fault.
Mhm.
Don't gammon.
Yeah.
At least she knew how guns worked.
It's true.
You know, at that point.
Well, I wonder how.
Well, that's after she does all the learning, right?
No, that's like before. She
Oh.
just woke up to him doing that.
Mm.
So
Maybe she learned about like from
The police?
yes, and them shooting their
yeah.
car bullets.
Well, I mean,
Car bullets.
I figured that she was. I think they were implying that she had knowledge from,
Like
when
instinctual
like
knowledge?
from before she got blown up in the ship. Because like she's got a few cells. It's implied that they reconstructed some kind of memory and personality. Like, you know, she knew language,
Mm.
like her, you know, her own
Right.
language.
It's quite possible that her entire being, because she's like they talked about it, like her entire DNA is woven like 200 times packed,
Right.
What humans are.
So there's a lot more information in just a few cells than there
Right.
would be normally.
Mm.
well, her memory could be kept in just not her brain, but also her entire body.
Right.
It's possible.
Like in every cell, it's sort of,
which is kind of cool. I never thought of that.
And I also think that, looking at our notes here, that an important part of the
Notes.
Born Hot yesterday thing too is that, like, one of you wrote some form of commodification, like that there's some purpose for her other than what she wants, or any character wants their purpose to be,
Mhm.
right? To be used in a way.
Yeah, the priest, was it Vito Cornelius?
Very good. Yeah. Vito Cornelius.
Even said like that she was this planet's most precious commodity. He used the word commodity.
Sure.
Mm.
Gosh, I don't even remember that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But it's like it is almost like the MacGuffin a little bit, because it's like everybody, like they either want to stop her or they need her to stop what's going to happen. And like, again, that's why I think she was so out of place, out of time, really, is because last time she had to fight evil, it was just like they brought her to the thing, she did her thing probably, and it was fine, done, and then she went back to sleep. Like
Right.
that. And now it's just like
Oh.
she knows it's coming, but there's people trying to stop her, and there's so much working against her now.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm. She
Well.
can't do it by herself.
right.
Yeah. And one of the questions is too, obviously Fifth Element did it well. There are some slight gaps that we think are addressed in the movie that we just might not be masters of that knowledge, but can the trope actually be done well? And I feel like it's more often it's not done well than it is.
Sure, yeah.
Just because of how like skeevy or cringy it can come across if used in a different way. I don't know. What are your
Sure.
thoughts on that?
I sort of feel like in order for it to be done well, commodification has to not be part of it.
Yeah.
And it so often is. I mean, you'll see it with Data, you know, Data in Star Trek Next Generation, you know, as an android. So you looked at as a commodity. They addressed that well in the
That one
show.
episode, yeah.
And hell, even more episodes than that, because it keeps coming up, you know.
Mm.
But there's one, like you're right, that specifically talks about like, does he have citizenship? Is he a personhood?
Does he have
Oh.
rights,
Oh.
basically?
Rights, yeah.
Or is he property?
Yep.
And you see that, with Lilu, most precious commodity. And as soon as there's that level of objectification and thus commodification, then you sort of run into you're skirting on the borders of like doing this badly, or you're doing it for that reason to highlight that, which, that's a different thing.
Right.
But like everyone wants something from Neo, like, all these expectations.
Save everybody.
Right.
I think that's the difference too, where it's just like no one else can do these things.
Yeah.
Like if they could like synthesize whatever someone's doing or do it artificially or just try, because they tried at the beginning of Fifth Element,
right?
And it just got worse for them, right? The only person can do it. So they have to use her. They have to get her to follow them to do the right thing. And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. She's the commodity in the respects of like, she is the thing they need, but it's just like, they have no other choice.
Any story that kind of revolves around there being the one.
Yeah.
They kind of, it's like human nature to treat it that way. Like you said with Ender's Game.
Yeah.
Which I have not read or seen, but we've talked about it.
The one,
everyone has expectations of Harry Potter. Everyone has expectations of Neo. Everyone has expectations of like fill in the blank of the chosen one. Luke. Yeah.
Or Anakin.
Anakin for sure.
Yeah.
Like anytime someone is viewed as like unique, like there's no one else that can replace them.
Right.
And you get throughout history, you also, I was watching some Babylon 5 recently.
Ding.
And you also get history full of these examples of people who think they're that.
Right.
And so they kind of they do that to themselves. They put themselves in that role.
Right.
People
only they can do it.
Yeah. Or like, like Jack the Ripper or something like, I'm here to bring a message, like this message is important. It's like, no, you're just a psychopath.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're acting like you're the only one. You're the divine messenger or whatever.
Or they know something or can see something, perceive something that other people can't. So then they're just like, I'm doing good work. You guys can't understand what I'm doing.
Right. It's beyond your comprehension.
Right. You just think I'm killing people, but I'm helping them. They're making, it's kind of like, the Saw movies are kind of like that. At least the first one.
Okay. I haven't seen those yet.
So the first one is like all of them have this kind of message of like, you guys don't value life. So I'm going to put you in a situation where you'll finally value life. And if you get out, you'll become a changed new person.
Right.
And the first one's great. Like I love the first one. Like, I get like they kind of escalated every time they did a movie and it kind of gets ridiculous and they're just trying to see how gory they can make it or ridiculous. But the first one really talks about like how much you've taken for granted with your life. And you guys are not really living because you're not sacrificing or you're just doing the same things or you're not following what you want to do in life.
Right.
Yeah. So
you're sacrificing your authenticity for attachment to the society, these routines, these expectations.
Yeah. Was that the opposite of Born Hot yesterday?
I was just thinking that
was hot yesterday
and is now cynical today.
I feel like there are different elements to Born Hot yesterday, and you may have landed on the Born Yesterday part.
Sure.
It's like, you get the people too who have some kind of, they might be very limited in their understanding. They might be kind of egomaniacal, whatever. And then they might have, this is well documented. They might have a legitimate, like sort of spiritual experience, but then when they come out of it, they're still left with their previous mental infrastructure and they translate it into whatever terms they already had. So now they look at that as providing authority to their self-conception as being like all important.
Yeah.
And they're just like, no, I had this experience. You can't tell me differently. You didn't experience what I did. And it's like, yeah, but you're filtering that through your limited level of mental growth, which does continue on. Like higher levels of mental cognition, mental growth, interpret those kinds of experiences differently.
Yeah.
But they have no concept of that. It's just like this. No, I felt there was some kind of divine authority, divine rightness to me. It's like
God talked to me or something.
Yeah. It's like, but that was a jump in your state of mind. And there's a correlating jump in understanding that can go with that as a permanent structure. But the fact that you don't have it is why it was a temporary state.
Sure.
So you fall back out of that, but you're trying to drag that level of importance back down with you.
Right.
And that's how you get holy wars.
Right. And you just can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like bringing on like an entitlement to.
It's a born again versus born yesterday, you know?
Very nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think too, and it's in real life, we can pick it apart and we can say how that's not a good thing. And that like, that wouldn't be realistic, or that people are just trying to fill a fantasy about it. But it's one of those things. It's weird when you're doing a story, you can do anything, and I get you're trying to project something through your story and everything, but it's almost like people want to feel special. So like, you just got to let them do whatever they're going to do. And yeah, if you don't like it, that's fine. But it's not like unless they're legitimate saying in those books, like, this is the way it should be.
Right.
It's just people experimenting or just voicing an inner thought or whatever. And I can see why people would have a problem with it. I also don't have a huge problem with it. Yes and no, but
Yeah, it's sort of, let people be at whatever level of understanding they're at until they start messing with the world.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah,
I was thinking that while
Yeah.
you were saying that, like, once it starts impacting other people, in a negative way.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
a negative way.
in a positive way. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And the problem is that it's always impacting other people in a negative way. It's just that we have societal lines of like, what's too much, what's too overt, what's too restrictive on others, rather than, you're mildly prejudiced towards certain other people, but like it doesn't impede them in their lives or whatever.
Sure.
Like we decide as a society where to draw those lines. Every society does.
Right. Because things that were fine yesterday are not okay today, kind of thing. Yeah.
Right.
The thing with that I think really defines the born high yesterday trope the most is suddenly developing mad skills.
Sure.
Like Barkley in Next Generation, suddenly getting zapped with his IQ is suddenly boosted artificially through this random encounter.
But that's sci-fi. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was just going to ask, would you include like sudden wealth as similar to that?
Oh. I mean, I don't see why not. It's all tools. It's all like.
Can't really think of an example, but I was just curious.
Like Blank Check with Frankie Muniz.
I don't know that one.
It's a bad movie.
Or Brewster's Millions from the 80s or whatever.
Trading Places.
I wouldn't really count it because I feel like I don't feel like it definitionally it's off. It's just that it doesn't seem to fit the trope because it's sort of the trope seems to be built around extraordinary capability. And people who are just given a whole bunch of money don't suddenly become capable even when using that money. I mean, but it can lead there, but it's usually coupled with some kind of decision-making process.
Sure. But it's a tool. Like, I mean, I guess it's more like, you ever see the movie? Nope.
I was going to say Battle Angel Alita.
Oh, yeah.
But like, she didn't suddenly get skills. She just had them. Right. I'm not super familiar with.
Sure. She was like, it's one of those things where, and we're probably going to get into this in the future, as a society, not us, well, maybe us too, that when we have robotics and we have female robotics and everything, and we have, for some reason, like Japan likes to make their warrior robots and super soldiers like really cute, sexy females, like you give me crap all the time. And I always laugh about, there's a game out right now called Gun Girls Frontline 2. And all the just her face.
It's an RPG called Macho Women with Guns. So
it's basically the same thing. It's these women.
In essence isn't. I have such complicated feelings on it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it was entertainment, android dolls and everything. But they ran out of soldiers, so they started taking these girls who were pretty voluptuous women and reprogramming them to be soldiers because they needed them. But they didn't lose any of their personalities and voluptuousness.
Yeah.
And
bodaciousness.
So Battle Angel Alita is kind of like that, but for whatever reason, she's a pretty bombshell, as you say. And she forgot who she was. So she was trying to live a normal life. And then she finally finds her past and she regains a lot of
amnesia.
Yeah. Robotic amnesia, memory wipe, like
it's like RoboCop.
Yes. Yes.
RoboCop, I think, is a great example
That's a
of
himbo.
where you suddenly, it's kind of a Born Hot Yesterday, but it's more like, repurposed. You're like suddenly getting a bunch of skills, but you also kind of forgotten who you are because you're a cyborg. You just got gunned down. And
we did kind of jokingly say, but even slightly serious, that himbos and bimbos, but capable, is the Born Hot Yesterday trope, or at least the. Is there anything like any time where what's that one with? Is it True Lies? No, he knows that he's like a spy.
Yeah. Right. His wife doesn't know.
Okay.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have seen that movie.
I love that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sort of fits I like that you say RoboCop is actually.
It's a great example, honestly.
That's really funny to me.
Well, RoboCop, Ghost in the Shell, kind of similar vein.
Ghost in the Shell is also, again, like Battle Angel Alita, just not so much the cyberpunk. It's a little
it's a different route to the same kind of concept.
Yeah.
But I think RoboCop is a great example the Babylon 5 did an episode where they're kind of doing a similar thing. But I mean, there is an episode where there's a guy who's basically like a cyborg. It's more like evil version.
Evil
being used by, like some, rogue division in the government or something like that. Sure. That's like doing black ops crap. That's not good. But anyway, RoboCop, he's basically killed, he loses his memory because he's dead. They cyborg him up and he's got all these abilities and armor but he's still like, who am I? And he's got, I think the thing with it where you just suddenly get abilities, but you already knew who you were and everything. The reason that's a little bit different, and I still think it's like all of it's worthy of this discussion, but the one thing where there's some actual Born Yesterday element that creates that sort of innocence where you need to be protected or something or educated. Yeah. And I think I feel like we see that more with female characters because I think men often like the juxtaposition of women needing to be protected.
Right.
Like they like so there's this innocence, like, so they can be protected, but also where they don't realize they don't care about any social consequences of being slutty or sexy. And it's like, men wrote this.
Lilu fits that too.
Yeah.
100%.
What's kind of the opposite? Another Luc Besson film to that is
Leon.
Yeah, Leon.
Oh,
because like
the professional, Leon the professional. Yeah. And where he's a hitman, and then her parents get killed. I'm pretty sure. Oh,
I'm sorry. It's been a little bit since I've seen it, but either way, she wants to be a hitman, and she being, again, it's kind of weird.
Natalie Portman being underage. She is trying to get him to teach her, and she's slowly falling in love with him, or what she believes is love.
Right.
And it's one of those things where and he's like, no, stop it. Like, you don't know what you're thinking and stuff like that. But she still wants to be a hitman. And he's slowly teaching her too. She gets him once. She gets, they're sniping off a roof.
Oh, yeah.
But the gun's loaded with like a paintball and it hits the like governor or something like that. And they're like, where's that coming from? Like, I'm fine. Don't worry. But so that's kind of like that subversion or like that rotate of it a little bit. It's the only one I can think of right now. But
as you were talking about, it was the Babylon 5 character.
Yeah.
I actually think that another example, and this is one that I just thought of, so I'm willing to like talk it out, is I think Bucky in the Winter Soldier.
Sure.
Because he keeps not losing his memory. His memories are being taken from him, and he's sort of being born again every time that they need to use him. He fits the commodity aspect. He's hot. And
why am I thinking the title 51st Assassinations now?
Oh my God.
You're my first. Bam.
Yeah. The first thing you see in the morning is a video of all of your previous work,
Oh my God.
I see what you're saying.
And Steve Rogers is Adam Sandler's character.
Which I'm surprised you didn't just start with that, Steve Rogers.
Oh.
Because he is too. Because Bucky would be the more extreme.
But differences. At least just thinking of this. Steve does not wake up vulnerable. Yes, he is vulnerable because of the new world situation that he wakes up in, but he's still with it. Like he's still with it in his mind. But I think Bucky, maybe they're very similar.
Bucky's being controlled though.
Yeah.
For sure. But the thing I would say is that he is a commodity though. He is Steve. Yep. Yes. He's propaganda. He's
absolutely.
the soldier they need to help fight the war,
Mhm.
all that stuff, you know.
You're making me think of
Ooh.
Demolition Man.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I've never seen it.
This guy's like he's like a cop, you know,
Puts on
whatever.
ice.
Gets put in stasis for like 30 years or
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh.
And the world's like very different at the end of it. In a kind of an interesting commentary, you know, on society, but
Mm.
also comedic, where like the only restaurant left is Taco Bell.
Sure.
Oh, it's this movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Arnold
okay.
Schwarzenegger's president.
Yeah.
And
With the rats or whatever.
yeah. Carne de rata.
Yeah. And like
It's a rat burger.
Oh my
That's
God.
Stallone.
Yeah.
the 3 seashells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody made like a diagram of like how you actually use it. Like use one to like scrape and one to like.
no.
like it
That
was
sounds
a-
like it would be very bad for your skin.
Yeah, well, you know,
And
you just don't know how to
something
use the
else.
3 shells. That's why.
Yeah, clearly.
And there's a wonderful episode where Stallone's like, every time you do an infraction, whatever, they give you like a ticket. Like, so if you
Oh.
swear,
Swearing is
Yeah.
like you get fined for
Oh.
it.
yeah. So he's like, yeah, I can say it, but he swears a lot and he gets a bunch of tickets.
Yeah.
It's like, now I'm going to the
He
bathroom.
goes up to a
Funny.
ticket dispenser and
Yeah.
starts singing.
Yeah.
And he just gets like, you know, like 7 or 8 of these
Yeah.
things. He's like, I'll be right back.
I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be back.
It was a good movie.
It was
but,
a good movie.
But like
Yeah.
he's basically, so he's kind of born into this new society.
Sure.
And he's
Mm.
got that kind of naivete, but he's also got this, he's also finding the society has this naivete,
Yes.
which is why they need him.
Yes.
Mm.
Because they haven't had a murder in so
Yeah.
long.
So
So
they had a murder, death, kill in a long time.
Murder, death, kill. 187.
So they need somebody to do that, or is that a
They
spoiler?
need someone who can catch someone who does those crimes.
Right.
Oh.
And he was put in there, you know, he got a bunch of like hostages killed or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
By, you know, going in, whatever.
Being a rogue.
So they to catch a killer, you must think like a killer.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, that was an interesting version of that. And
Mhm.
he's got all these skills that they have not trained for.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But also then like his enemy has been trained in more of those skills while he's been in stasis.
Right.
because,
Right. He had the little
Yeah.
thing on his head.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Spoilers.
So yeah, there's like lots of versions like that, but I sort of feel like
Mhm.
going back a little bit to that, you know, the naive element,
Mhm.
like when it's, and this Demolition Man fits this, when it's like a female character, that person needs to be protected, but also like, you know, that whole like sexy thing that people want to like mess with. When it's a male character, it's like they need to be protected, but refined. You know, it's like, oh, they need to be reined in, refined, whatever.
Right.
When it's a woman, it's like she needs to be brought out of her shell, but also protected. Like it's an interesting
No, that is very fascinating.
duality.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's about
Masculine
who,
versus feminine. Sorry.
right. It's not even about who wrote it. It's about like the gender of the character a lot of the time.
Mhm.
Sure. Yeah.
Mhm. Going off of that refined aspect for like a masculine character, isn't George of the Jungle like when they bring him into society?
mean,
like
Or
they-
Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
Sure,
But
sure.
he'd be fine though. Like, but Georgia Jungle's totally lost.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Crocodile Dundee's just like, what? You ain't gonna get your own grub out there? Yes, I know.
That's two
Perfect.
awful
Yeah.
impressions.
No, my Stallone was spot on.
And Encino Man.
Yes,
Encino,
because
I'm
he's actually a
familiar.
caveman brought back to
It was
like,
like
he was
he
frozen.
He was frozen. He's
Yeah, yeah.
thawed out, and he's, you know, in current society.
Gazungas.
Okay.
And he does have all these skills that are more
Mhm.
instinctively based
Yes.
that people had more,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
that
Yeah.
people relied on more back
Sure.
there.
Survival.
Bucky
yeah.
also fits this refined thing, you know, that he has to be like kind of broken and then remade again.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other. I think you're absolutely like spot on with again that masculine versus feminine like character and the
Mhm.
response of how that not brought up to speed, but like how they're-
Integrated,
Yeah. Ooh,
you know,
yeah.
Or
Mhm.
assimilated or whatever, you know,
Mm-hmm.
not to go Borg with it.
Yeah, sure.
It will be assimilated.
And actually, in the feminine aspect, I know we have Ariel from The Little Mermaid as an example too. Like she also goes through that process of like a blossoming process when she goes on to, I don't know when the last time you watched Little Mermaid was.
That's recently,
yesterday.
and as recently as I want to.
Oh, sure. No.
I remember very basic stuff.
Sure.
And sorry, one of my favorite movies of all time is Princess Diaries. And it doesn't exactly fit the example, again, bringing up random ones because you probably have never seen it.
I have not, but remind me what it's about. You say Princess Diaries. I think Vampire Diaries.
Oh,
so
no. You cut me to the quick. Gosh. No, it's Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews is, I got excited, is a queen of Genovia, and Anne Hathaway, Genovia. Man, can you imagine if she was Princess Mia
the Queen of Waconia?
For sure. Yeah, you guys want some hot dish there?
Oh my gosh, no! But Anne Hathaway is the granddaughter of the queen, but the prince like moved to San Francisco with his wife and like didn't want to have like the throne or have anything to do with it. So
it's Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Stop it. God. And so they moved there. Mia grew up and had like a normal life. And then when she's like 16 or so, I think it's a 16-year-old thing. I forget why the grandma has to reach out to her to like take the throne or whatever. So Mia goes through this process of like learning how to be a princess. Her hair gets done. She like is thrown into this world of like royalty, let's say.
She was kind of dorky too, right?
Oh my God.
And then they made her beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, she had natural beauty already.
Right. But they dolled her up. Yeah.
But yeah, just thinking of that as like another potential example. She was naive because she didn't know the ways of like the royal etiquette and whatnot. But she was not dumb, let's say.
Right.
Yeah.
Just uneducated in the world.
Yeah. And so that naivete did make her into like that vulnerable aspect, but she learns how to be her and also be a princess at the same time.
One interesting example I thought too of where the because I think that, you're right with most of this trope, assimilation plays a key role in the story.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's one example that I've run across where it's just not there. And there's an episode of Doctor Who, like David Tennant version Doctor Who, where like a tissue sample is taken from him and put through this machine where it's recombined, genetically recombined. So it's in like different genetic, different genes are highlighted, everything, but it's off of one organism. And then growth is accelerated rapidly. And then all of this information of what's societally going on and military training and everything is piped into their brain. So they come out fully understanding what's going on and ready to fight, given a gun and like, okay, now you're a soldier. Right? The situation, like it's programmed in like from when you were born 5 minutes, like literally right in front of us. Right. And so there's no assimilation there, but it's literally a born hot yesterday thing. It's just, like I don't see a lot of examples where there's no need to protect that person. There's no need to refine that person, educate them, nothing where they're almost coming into it. Like this happens very early in the episode. So the doctor and his companion, they're the only ones who don't know what's going on, including like the person that was just born out of him knows what's going on. They don't know what's going on because it wasn't like piped directly into their brain.
Does it look like David Tennant? Is it like,
it's actually the David Tennant met her on that episode and married her. And now they have kids.
Oh, isn't that like the Fifth Doctor's daughter?
Yes. It's like the guy who played the Fifth Doctor. It's his daughter.
Oh, wow.
In the episode, it plays David Tennant's daughter. It's like but he's now married to her and they have kids.
That's cool. Yeah.
So like small world.
I was like, that's a weird story. Like to go for in Doctor Who.
But it is a very good example. Like you said, that maybe they had to do that to make the function of it work well in a TV show episode versus like a book, like a whole book or like a whole movie. Because they wouldn't have that time to actually.
And it also went more into like how the society, they all know what's going on, but they're all the ones kind of indoctrinated because they all like, oh, this war has been going on for, generations. It's like, yeah, but when you have like 10 generations a day, it's actually been going on for like 6 days. And they all think it's been going on for like centuries or something.
Wow.
Because none of the original soldiers are still alive.
Right. It's kind of like the Star Wars Boba Fett thing. Or the Clone Wars. They're all the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. But that's a good point. There's an anime out there where this is honestly got nothing to do with what we're talking about, but a little bit. but where they were going to war and they started using drones, like drone fighters and everything. And then they came to a stalemate. So they couldn't decide who was going to win. So instead they decided to have like Olympics against each other. And then the humans brought their best people and then the aliens brought their best people. But the aliens were like these giant, like, 30-foot people, but the humans still won just because they were just peak fitness and stuff like that. And they could skill the other ones. It was kind of funny. That's what it made me think of that for some reason. And it's just kind of fun.
Yeah. I know there was a song. You still care?
No, I was just going to bring up talking about the male the masculine, like perspective and like that refinement. Yeah. And we have Mega Man on as like a male example of this. And I'm wondering how would Mega Man fit into that? Like, is he, because he's a boy, right? Or a robot boy?
He wants to be a real boy.
I mean, it's a little bit of the Pinocchio story. Not do you know of Mega Man?
I played Mega Man 2 mercilessly as a kid and as an adult. But it doesn't have cutscenes. It doesn't have story to it so much. Okay. There's Dr. Wily and Dr. Light and all. But like you're just playing through levels.
Trying to beat the
so I know the really basic story. I caught 10 minutes of the cartoon once upon a time. Like 15 years ago.
Did you ever watch Captain N? Where they had the Mega Man, he's like mega, it's ridiculous. It's stupid, but
yeah. Could you explain if Mega Man does or does not fit into that? Like, is he refined or is he treated because he's a boy in that more like feminine aspect that needs to be protected, needs to be?
He's not sexualized, right?
Right. And that's what I was gonna say. I don't know how much I want to talk about the sexy Mega Man, which I'm sure there's art out there, but
oh no.
Mega Man just sounds better than Mega Boy.
Mega Boy. It's a weird thing because again, it comes back to that thing when we start personifying and when we start like actually making our robots like androids, when we give them faces and everything, they become not machines anymore almost. And then we start like giving them ages or looks of ages.
Yeah. I mean, they're as soon as you make them like humans, you're making them vessels for our projections.
Yes. Yes. So even though he represents as a boy, he's a fighting robot, Mega Man. That was actually the tune. But it's a weird thing. Cause if we built like you see those little walking dogs, those new robotic Boston, like walking dogs and everything. It's like if we made it look more like a dog or whatever, would it be like, would we have more of attachment to it? Would it feel worse when that died? Or as long as we don't skin it, put a skin on it that looks something like we're familiar with, it doesn't matter as much. You send them out of the field, it gets destroyed. We don't care. It's one of those things when we attach something to it. So, but no one wants to, because Mega Man was also, I'm pretty sure was supposed to like help people, but also it was like a rescue robot at first. I'm pretty sure that's what he originally made up.
Like with the barrel of brandy underneath it.
Yeah, it's like, you look hurt. Here's some, and just a bloody mass.
I'm sitting here thinking, I want these robot frames to be put inside, like taxidermically inside stuffed dogs.
Sure.
So just like these like Frankenstein looking dogs like rescuing.
Then you're like running away from it. It's like, no, it's going to kill me.
Get away with that brandy.
Yeah, right. Do not resist.
But again, back to the question, does Mega Man fall into that like innocent response category or to be refined?
I don't think so. Only because like Dr. Light just kind of lets him loose in the world to like help and save. He like kind of directs them, but he never says like, you have to do this. You have to do, he's just kind of given autonomy. And again, he's programmed to think that he wants to help people. So is that,
do people have to like teach him about like how humanity works or what things to do and not do, like social mores?
I think he does.
Okay.
I think Dr. Light is always just like, we got to protect people because, and that's why I built you and everything. And it's like, I don't know. It's a very hard thing again, because he's a kid. He looks like a kid, so it's just like,
it sounds kind of like with stuff I would watch when I was a kid, like cartoons from back then in the 80s, where it's like they're trying to teach kids a point, like a moral lesson as well, which we talked about in, that As Seen on TV episode.
Yeah.
And which I can applaud that in like the TV show makers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. Does it fit that or not?
I feel like what I'm hearing is that it's almost like because he does fit more into that boy category, like young masculine version, that it's more like a moral refinement instead of a physicality like refinement.
And it's one of those things too, where like he's always fighting other robots. So if he's going around like murdering the other soldiers, like, you know, it's like, oh no, here comes Mega Man. And he's just like, hey guys, like, you know. And
well, see, I think of refinement as a reining in versus what we're discussing with Mega Man is sort of more like a training. Yeah. So it's a building out of something internal. And whether it's internal or external, it's a building outward versus a reining in.
Sure. Do you say that because he has like those instincts already like programmed into him?
Yeah. And they're just being like built and extrapolated further by Dr. Light from what you're saying. Again, I haven't seen it, but like those things like Encino Man, where it's like, no, we need to fit you into this society. Here are the things you don't do. That's like a reining in.
I gotcha.
And both things can happen at once. You know, you build out more of this and rein in more of that. And I feel like that happens most with male versions of this trope.
Because like using Lilu again as that opposite example, she is not reined in at all. She's not
I don't know if you could
expected to be refined. But she actually needs to be empowered more.
And nobody tries to rein in her, you know, her sexuality or whatever. Everyone just like turns around and is like, you want some coffee?
Right. You know? Well, that's also the thing too, is because that's their problem, not hers. Like, you know, nudity is not a big deal. And it's just like, I think she just literally put on the clothes because she thought it looked cute. She probably would walk around naked.
My question is, and I mean, I'm not like super feminist or anything, but would that be the response if it were a male character?
If it was,
or would they say this is our problem, or would they say you need to put some pants on? You know,
well, they wouldn't turn around.
Or go in there and do that or whatever. Go in there and change. I don't know. I don't see enough of the trope itself to know the answer to that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to assert one way or the other, but I don't know. I see it enough where I'm like, the question arises, but not enough to answer it.
Right.
I mean, maybe in the first Thor, where Thor is like
definitely a himbo,
finding like clothes from Jane's ex-boyfriend, and like he comes out shirtless and she's like, well, she's somewhat like embarrassed by it, but also like intrigued, obviously, for reasons I don't have to say. But I think it is in a way, I mean, kind of like a sexist flip where it's like with Lilu, they turn around and, you know, give her space. But I think with a male character, like it's not done.
It's not seen as harassment.
Yeah. Right. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like, it's a leering thing where, with men don't care as much. It's just like,
or at least that's the common understanding. And it doesn't fit everyone. It's just like the expectation is men don't care and women do. So that's what we cater to. But that, you know, it's like, it's still best to check, you know?
No. And getting consent and all that.
That
good
vulnerability versus, I guess, like refinement too.
And on like just statistically what's normal, but like, you know, if you were to have one or the other, it's just like for guys it'd be okay, like you said, and girls most likely it wouldn't be okay. But I don't know if that's the style though.
When if the character is sort of in societal terms born yesterday, like they're new to the society, and you're not informing them about what the norm is, then consent becomes blurry. It's like, do you know what you're consenting to in this context?
Right.
And that's where that becomes a thing. I don't tend to dwell on it with this sort of thing. Like, because again, there's male and female examples of it. It's not usually the point of the story, but you know, I notice it like just a little bit. And then I move on.
Consent is important.
Yes.
What about vampires? They're sort of another born hot yesterday thing. Like as soon as they're brought over, as soon as they're converted to vampires, it's a whole other thing.
Because they become youthful again.
Right.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
And there's a whole bunch of internal drives and desires and compulsions, I guess is a better word. That they have never had to contend with, or not to the level that they now have to contend with them. There's a bunch of limitations, sunlight being a main one, you know, all that kind of stuff. And there's often a new society that they're a part of suddenly that they have to learn. Especially if you go with like Anne Rice type models, Interview with a Vampire. And that's one where you get this, you know, additional element, like where they convert a child in that, if you've seen that movie.
No.
Oh, a movie I've seen and you haven't seen?
no.
Oh my God.
Was this Interview with the Vampire?
I feel like I know enough about it.
Oh,
but
no.
just,
I mean, I know of it. Tom Cruise.
I think
Tom
it's
Cruise,
with
Brad Pitt, and
Kristen Dunst.
Antonio Banderas.
Same person.
Yeah.
Antonio, really?
Yeah, he's in there.
Young.
Okay, maybe I do need to watch it.
I think
I'll watch it.
I think it's a good movie.
Oh, okay.
I recommend watching it. It's the Anne Rice style of vampire is kind of more in line with, it's more a 90s version of vampires.
Oh.
They're not sparkle fairies.
Yes.
They're seductive, but also very sinister. They're always fighting their urges, and there's a lot of angst in the Anne Rice
I think
vampire.
that's one reason why I think vampires just like, I just don't get it, is because that like sexualization aspect of it, those fighting those desires and having new desires and things like that. Like it's just,
it's very high society.
You know how people, it's not even like, it doesn't even seem like a very mature common thing that people do, but that whole conflating like food and sex, like, like, oh, I would eat him alive, whatever. Or like, trying to even combine sex and food, like physically in an act or whatever. Like people put those drives together with that style of vampire. It's more like, murder is one of the things in there, where it's like seduction, murder.
Right.
And then they all feel bad about it because it's like I was trying to feed and do something sexual, but murder came into it kind of by accident.
Right. Because you couldn't control the urge or whatever.
And so that's a lot of the source of the angst.
No, that's and to your point too, that whole conflation of the eating and sexuality. It's the literal version of that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's sort of like the libidinal drives, survival. There's a word for you.
Yeah.
Just survival and procreation. But then in this case, the survival requires another sentient person to it doesn't even require them to die, but if you take it too far, they're going to die.
Right. Or they're going to turn them or whatever.
Right.
Because I know Twilight addressed this, like they eat like pig's blood or something.
I think they
or
just,
deer.
I know in Forever Night,
Animals,
the guy who's trying to fight all this all the time, he goes for cow's blood.
Yeah. You know,
they do go hunting and like they go out, like have that blood, like animals.
Yeah.
But then I want to say they also get blood from Carlisle, the dad. I know this. Because he's a doctor. I don't remember. Somebody please correct us in the comments.
So he's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna draw some blood today and everything.
No, not like that. Gosh.
I like that a lot of the time it's treated by other vampires like it's like if you were to eat tofu every time you wanted meat.
Oh, sure.
And they're just like mocking it, like, yeah, enjoy your cow blood.
That's exactly what it is. They don't do human blood. It's not the doctor thing. They just go hunting and like they drink like animal blood.
Sure.
So it's probably stolen from, I don't know when.
Well, I'm thinking of a little show called Forever Night, vampire cop show. I love it. I can't tell anybody they're wrong for hating it. But no, they do that style of vampire and he's drinking cow's blood and like they're just like, this is terrible. How can you drink this?
Yeah. I'm vegan.
It's like, well, it doesn't, the cows are already slaughtered. They do something with the bleed. I just, grab some of that and I'm good.
A straw and just,
Yeah.
What's the show that was on CW for a while with the girl who turned into a zombie and she was she went to the morgue.
I think I've heard of this, but I don't know the name of it.
And I can't remember. I can watch the season.
Real Zombie?
It's not that.
Should we put the name
iZombie.
Should we put the name up here once we know later in post,
iZombie. I'm pretty sure it was iZombie.
Oh, was iZombie? Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of the idea because she started getting powers and she started having to learn how to get, like, if you want to talk about another Born Sexy Yesterday, because she retained that youthfulness because she's like stopped aging because she was dead, I guess. Yeah. But she had to put makeup on, but she was still super strong. And she had, whenever she ate the brains of another person, she would get some of their memories and everything. So it's
like the quickening.
Yeah. So she was helping people. This one cop, but she lied. It was great because actually she lied to the cop and said she was a psychic, but secretly she was getting memories to help this guy.
Right.
Yeah. Find out, what happened with the deaths or whatever. So
were they like helping law enforcement like eat the brains of the victims and find out what happened?
Yeah, but she was a mortician. In the cop in the
interesting.
Cop shop.
Yeah, that's funny.
So it was actually a good premise. I'm not gonna lie, I had fun with it. Haven't seen it in forever though.
No, it sounds like a good idea.
It was like a 1 season type.
It's like
thing.
2 or 3 actually. I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I really think it was CW. Those shows come and go like nothing. Except for Supernatural, which is on for like 16 seasons.
Yeah. R.I.P. Green Arrow.
Yeah.
It wasn't all good. Sorry. Yeah.
Let's not go there. You're gonna make everybody mad.
Yeah.
Firefly is another good example too with River.
Yeah, River is totally that Born Hot Yesterday thing.
Yeah.
Where her brain's been tampered with and everything.
Made her psychic.
Invulnerable.
Or not.
Or does she fall into the vulnerable or needing to be refined category?
It's sort of both.
Yeah.
Where it's just, that whole, like she can't self-regulate.
Yeah.
So she has to be reined in, but it doesn't even feel so much like a process of teaching her that.
Yeah.
Because she just can't rein herself in.
Right.
She always needs someone else to do it.
That was like what Simon said. Was like, when I tell you that compared to my sister, I look like an idiot. Like I'm not lying to you. Like she was smarter than him. It just everything it did to her brain messed her up.
Right. And it's not even that it made her dumb. It just made her have so much more overwhelming input all the time that she can't focus it except in rare circumstances, which are almost funny when they come out because you're not expecting it at that point.
Right.
Or that,
especially from her.
Yeah.
Right. There's that scene where Kaylee and her are stuck and they're being fired upon. And Kaylee is holding the gun. She couldn't, and the River just takes it. And without looking, she aims and hits 3 people. Like
she's actually trying not to look because she feels like you can tell from the little bit of monologue there. She's like, can't look, she feels like she'll be more accurate. I think that's the implication, but I could be wrong. See the killer. I thought it was that she'd be more accurate if she used her psychic ability than if she used her eyes.
Or I thought maybe it's just because she doesn't want to see the death.
It could be that too. Yeah. Like I could see a case for either.
Yeah, most definitely.
Did she not want Kaylee to see the death?
No, Kaylee watched her do it. So that's why when she went and talked to Mal last night, it's like, I watched her shoot 3 people without looking.
Yeah.
Like,
she was saying to herself, can't look.
Yeah.
She wasn't saying it to Kaylee.
Yeah.
I feel like she just remembered where they were more accurately when she didn't
possible.
look.
That was the impression I got.
Like
but
when
I
you
could
close
see
your eyes to focus and you're just like trying to listen.
Yeah, because she was kind of doing this.
Yeah.
Like that's where they are. Like where's the life? Boom. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Now it's gone.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah. And I guess bringing all of these examples back together, we kind of already know the function of it now in a story.
We're experts.
Oh, we did have some open-ended questions too. So if you have thoughts or ideas of, response to them, put them in the comments. But I guess now for us to really, do we want to dive into the function of it again? Because I feel like we already kind of discussed it.
Yeah. I feel like we haven't highlighted it. I think the function wouldn't be a bad thing to revisit here. And I think a big part of it is sort of to show, to highlight elements of society that we take for granted. Because you're seeing them through the lens of someone who's not familiar with them.
Sure. Yeah.
And even in the case of that doctor's daughter episode, where it's like the doctor and Donna are like the 2 who don't have this societal understanding. So they're coming at it with fresh eyes and they solve what's going on because they have the fresh eyes.
Sure.
So there's also that world building aspect with like vampires, for example. Now you've got this vampire perspective. So you get to explore what is the world of vampires. They have their own society, and you as the consumer of that media, the viewer, the reader, whatever, are learning that society by seeing it through that new person's perspective. Just like I wrote Koya, like so that sailing and pirating is new to her. And so you as the reader see it, most of that through her perspective, and it builds a bond with that character, but it also helps you understand that world without being inundated with information all at once, because she's not processing it all at once. So you're not reading it all at once.
Do you think it also makes them, like these characters, more endearing then, because it just makes you feel sympathetic for them?
I think it does. I mean, it definitely has with my own work. Koya is like everybody's favorite.
Sure.
And like, it was kind of accidental, but it also predictable.
Sure.
I did it so that I wouldn't have to name every little bit of wood on a ship, every separate rope, like the way that the Horatio Hornblower novels do that, or Master and Commander apparently do. I wanted it to be approachable from a character and plot perspective.
You learn with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always going to build an attachment to that character, I think.
Sure. When do you think then it's okay to do it, the actual Born Hot Yesterday, as just a visceral thing? Like, as you almost see this in like comic books more, or like any kind of visual art where like, I wanted this cool, sexy, like powerful girl and everything, and she's going to be beautiful and everything, because I like drawing boobs or whatever,
right?
You know,
and this is what people are going to buy. I'm sure that's a consideration from the industry.
Right. And is it wrong though?
Right.
Like, you know, because even like the old Heavy Metal movie, you ever see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually have that on VHS.
It doesn't even work.
I have a VCR, so yes. It doesn't work in my DVD player, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, yeah. Glad you found that out for
It
us.
won't even fit in there.
Yeah.
Well, won't go there.
That's what she said.
Eso es lo que ella dijo.
Jesus, even in Spanish. For our Spanish people, thank you.
I learned that once before I went down to Spain, down to Colombia.
So you could just pull that out once in a while.
Yeah, like I can tell the jokes, and people be like,
Does it translate the same?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'm just curious if
people
like,
giggle when I would say it.
Yeah.
They look shocked that I said it in Spanish.
Right. It's like you're
Eso es lo que ella dijo.
Bueno aquí. Oh, mira. Like,
that's ella, because in Colombia, double L is.
That's right. Yeah.
Ella is ella is ella.
Ella.
Anyway.
What was your question?
Yeah, I got derailed.
No, that's okay. That's actually
like
the fun of this.
When is it okay?
When is it okay to just do that?
Yeah.
Just go for it.
Like as a function of just art, I guess.
And also when I feel like, because we talked about it too, that well-informed consent is also accessible, and like we know it's there. You know, like that it's not a character that can be taken advantage of, that they must be like capable and like willing to be capable. So like they don't fit into like that commodification like category.
Right. And it's a weird thing because like in reality and like society and out in the world, we all know that like you just don't do that. Like it's wrong and you should never treat people this way. But it's like almost, again, is not the realm of fantasy and fiction and everything to explore these things and everything. Like, and then you can look bad at those people all you want about it, but
right. I think, if you don't mind, I just want to bring up like the example of Wonder Woman, like the movie Wonder Woman, just because I think that fits more into that Born Hot Yesterday, because it's one of her first experiences of coming into, I don't know if it's like art dimension or however you want to explain it, but like into World War I, like society.
Sure.
So I think that is an example of when it's kind of okay, because she's beautiful, like, and everybody's acknowledging that she's beautiful, but she's also extremely capable. She is, I don't know. That's just
so they can be both.
I think so.
I think it's when it's thinly veiled.
Sure.
You know, like where it's clearly just for the views and the rating and the, like, you know, I think that if it's like believable within the society, yeah, okay, like they're going to do it for film, they're going to do it for comics, but when it's like to pedestal that character,
sure,
you better have a really good story reason to do it. Like Fifth Element, like, okay, they kind of worked it in. And again, I didn't feel like that she was like ridiculous. I mean, they didn't feature a lot of women in that film at all, but
Commander Eisborg.
But yeah, like that was it, pretty much it. But
the flight attendants, I think, were hypersexualized.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that Lilu was particularly hotter than any of them, so I don't feel like they went too hard on it there.
Yeah.
So, but I think that I think when it's clearly just you're just appealing to the lowest common denominator.
Sure.
I'm like, okay, maybe you didn't need to go there.
Like they didn't try. They didn't put a story, like you said, to it. Where like she's this again. My stupid game with the dolls and everything in the story lore makes sense, but they know that they're doing that to get attention and views and everything.
And I think if you do it in a way that calls attention to it within the, like it calls attention to the commodification aspect or the objectification within the story, that can be really clever. Like back to Interview with a Vampire, they bring across this kid, but this kid spends decades with them.
Well, sure.
Like centuries even. I think it's decades really. And this kid's getting more and more angry that she's stuck as a little kid.
Yeah.
And she's like, having like more mature and especially being a vampire wakes up sort of the seductive side of the feeding and everything.
Gotcha.
And she's stuck as a kid.
Oh yeah. And people won't take her
so
seriously.
She's pissed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was a great way to highlight that kind of issue where, we wanted to be a family. We wanted to have this kid and they'll be forever a kid. It's like, look at that from the kid's perspective.
Right. Right.
That was brought into the story. So I think that was very well done.
Yeah. And used well. Yeah.
Yeah. And going back to that, like, function of that in the story, like, I'm sure that there's an overarching, like, analysis of that too, like societally, like what can we learn from that? I don't have one right now because I've never watched or read the books, but I'm sure that there is like a deeper meaning. But like you were saying, that there's something to be learned from it, and that these Born Hot Yesterday characters, like they always can teach us like some kind of a lesson in some way. Like you said, they point out some kind of, maybe, I don't want to say social issue, maybe a moral issue, some kind of issue that we should address and learn from in some way. I don't know what we're going to learn from Lilu. The love aspect, I guess.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Well, and also just, Lilu is kind of a commentary on our society, like especially that little war, reaction when she's like going to W in the encyclopedia and everything. And again, like Fifth Element is not trying to be a super deep movie.
No.
And I feel like you guys have talked about Ender's Game to the point where there's definitely something to be analyzed there.
Yes, absolutely. They use it in like some military academies. Yeah. Like that's how like prevalent it is there. Yeah. So it's kind of neat.
Like just the whole just indoctrinate, like military indoctrination, I think needs to be called into question in more of these kinds of things, just like what are acceptable losses? Why are they acceptable? Why is this war happening? Are the goals even worth it?
Right.
That sort of thing.
Becomes a trolley issue all over again. Yeah. Like, when it's acceptable to pull the trigger, to pull the handle to change and dies and some of that.
And like issues
really scary, really quick.
And the commodification thing, like with Data, is he property? Does he have rights? I'd argue same with RoboCop.
Yeah.
Well, and they're basically like, well, legally we've managed, so we get him and he doesn't have any rights. Like,
it's a weird thing because he's technically dead.
Right.
But they brought him back to life as something else. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not justifying it's OCP's property now. Like,
he doesn't get any days off.
But do you also get to decide if you want to be brought back from the dead?
I think he probably signed over his life, to the cops, to the police station. So it's just like, if you die in the line of combat or whatever, we get your body. It's probably somewhere deep in there. So like,
I think that's in Terminator Salvation also.
Is it?
I think Sam Worthington, his character.
I think Terminator is another one of those franchises that it doesn't contend with this issue a lot, but just, AI having, if it's actually fully sentient, what rights does it have? Does it have the right to survive? Well, what are the moral quandaries around self-determination?
Right. I would argue
Ghost in the Shell, Blade Runner.
Yep.
Sunny from
iRobot. Yeah. No, I was going to argue that Sarah Connor is not a Born Sexy Yesterday, but if you only watch that second movie, you would think that.
Yeah.
I feel like
I see that eventually I want to do an episode on mothers, and she's going to feature in that for sure.
Absolutely.
I know I did that on a podcast once, and there was a lot of talk about Sarah Connor and Beverly Crusher and what does it take to be a strong mother character and all that. But no, I feel like Sarah Connor in that, it's more like she's the epitome of the rise to the challenge sort of character, but in a completely manic way, because that's a crazy amount of stress to have to contend with when you feel like it's all on you.
Right. Right. Because the truth. Again, it's that
no one else will believe
almost. When I was like, I've seen something, God has talked to me. I have to stop this. And then no one, like you said, will believe him.
Right.
Yeah.
actually, sorry.
No, it's because it's got time traveler, not God.
And I think because I haven't seen the first one and I think I've only seen the second one, and Terminator Salvation, which I think is the fourth.
Yeah.
But I always assumed that she went through that change just from sheer like fear of like what will happen. And so now I feel like I need to watch the first one to sort of change that.
It's such a difference.
Yeah.
And I'd say fear of not being prepared is probably the biggest fear.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And not being able to stop what you know and seen has come and no one else would believe you because there's no evidence.
Fear of not doing your part as it's prescribed. Like she's basically here's your destiny. It's like, and then she's probably going like the difference between where I am right now and what you're describing is so vast that I have to pretty much dedicate my life to getting there.
Yeah.
And like that, none of that is said, but it's all implied by her different performance and the different role that's written for her in the second movie.
Now I want to go watch it with like fresh eyes.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Cyber eyes.
Yeah.
Cyber eyes.
It's funny. A gaming friend of mine said once that the amount of cybernetic implants that people get in role-playing games is so unrealistic because in real life, you would never find that many people willing to go under the spoons.
Under the spoons.
The cyber eyes. It's like get rid of your real eyes to get cyber eyes. So he's just like
spoon. Oh, like you would pop them. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that if you ever played Cyberpunk or whatever, they do it all the time and everything, but there are setbacks into it. It's like, you need to take like immunosuppressants and all kinds of stuff.
I think players are like, there's only the setbacks that the game master imposes.
Sure.
So if they never impose a setback, then this is a benefit.
I'm a god.
Yeah. We got LASIK. So, I mean, like that's one step towards something like that. But anywho.
Yeah. Still organic. This is still all me.
Yeah,
it's body modification.
Yeah. Augmentation.
You just got it pierced,
Yeah. The people get their eyeballs tattooed and stuff like that. It's kind of cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And that, we're all born sexy today and we were happy to
born this morning.
Yeah. We could all be AI. You don't know.
Hey, in Buddhist terms, we're all born moment to moment, every moment.
That's beautiful. I like that actually. But we hope you enjoyed our little spiel and talking about Fifth Element again, because that's all we really want to talk about, to be honest.
This is a Fifth Element podcast.
Yeah, we should rename it.
Don't forget to like and subscribe on our channel. Either here, like our video here, wherever you're listening, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I don't know if you can like it on Apple.
Join our Discord, please.
Definitely share with your friends. We're looking at getting towards, we want to get 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
So like share with your friends, mention to subscribe. But hey, if your friends are watching this brand new, subscribe, please. We would love to get there.
Yeah.
And we want to have more engagement. We want to do a live stream soon. A few special episodes like the one that we've got coming up on the 18th of September.
Yep.
So tune in for all that. But we need subscribers.
Yeah. And we're happy you're here. So thanks for being here. We'll catch you next week with another great episode. So I have been Rio.
I'm Kate.
I'm Usger.
See you next time.
Bye.